Morning, Egypt.
Good morning.
Morning, Jayla. John, Callie, good morning.
Good morning.
Takaya, good morning. Xavier, good morning.
Good morning.
Austin, I don't think I said hey. How you doing, buddy?
Which one?
I think you're the only one. You, man. How you
Oh,
doing?
okay. Good morning. Good.
Good. Layla Taylor, hello. Obviously that's, I don't know if your first period teacher gave you guys the schedule, but that's the schedule right behind me for today. In case you're wondering. Copy it down. Those of you in Zoom, I went ahead and posted the schedule for today. I don't know if your first period class or if you guys know it yet. Zoom, go ahead and get on Canvas. Guys, go ahead and get on Canvas, please, if you're not already. All right, go ahead and go, Zoom, go ahead and go on modules, open up 128 England Glorious Revolution and questions. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Obviously with the shortened period, we don't have a lot of time. I'm gonna read through this passage or parts of the passage with you, go through a few of the questions with you as well. But it is this one. It's also on the week number 4 overview. England Glorious Rev and questions. Oh, you can't see what I'm point yet. Oh, it's already on there. Thanks. Mason, good morning. Mason, go ahead and go to Canvas, open up this right here, 128 England Glorious Revolution questions. All right, so today, shortened day, as I've said a few times now, we're gonna be reading this passage. We're gonna be answering these questions at the bottom, of which I'm gonna go over with you. And then we'll spend the rest of the period reading through it, answering the rest of these, and go from there. Tariq, we are working from 128 English Glorious Revolution questions on Canvas, if you don't mind pulling that up. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start reading. So from the top, the English Civil War, the Restoration, and the Glorious Revolution. Throughout the 1630s and 1640s, King Charles I of England became less and less popular with Parliament and the Protestants. King Charles believed that kings got their power from God and must be obeyed by the citizens of their country. Therefore, he rarely called Parliament and refused to give them any real power. Once Parliament had created the Petition of Rights, which stated that the government could not tax the people without the approval of the people, and that you cannot imprison someone without a legitimate reason. However, the king refused to sign it. He also married a Catholic, even though they were in a Protestant country, and he was the head of the Church of England. This angered many of the Puritans, which were a very religious Protestant group. Lastly, because Charles spent large sums of money on himself and his courts, Charles spent large sums of money on himself and his courts. Since Charles needed so much money, he made people pay a special tax called ship money. Those who refused to pay it were put into prison. Let's start the second paragraph too. In 1642, Parliament led by the Puritans, such as Oliver Cromwell, declared war on the king. In the Civil War that followed, 1 in 10 British men were killed. After 1644, a new army was raised. By 1645, the Parliamentarian army was winning and consequently was given a new nickname. They became known as the Ironsides. This was because they stood firm in battle and were decisive in the war. All right. So number one, where did, by the way, it says for this, you're supposed to use complete sentences. You can ignore that for this one. As long as you have bullet points or answer completely, don't worry about the complete sentences part. But number one, where did Charles I believe he got his power from? What do we think? Anybody, chat, anybody?
God.
God, Xavier, nice. Yeah, he believed he got it from God. Remember the divine right of kings, all about God choosing who he wanted as the leader. All right, number two. This one's a little tricky. Where did Parliament believe Charles I got his power from? Was it the people, B, the Parliament, C, himself and his bloodline, or God? Anyone have an idea? The people? So yeah, this is why this is tricky. And if I would go back, I would change the wording of this question. But the people elected Parliament, but Parliament themselves were usually noblemen. They were usually people that were high on the political or the social scale. So Parliament themselves were the ones that wrote the laws. Therefore, Parliament felt that the power came from them themselves. And the more we read through this, the more that's going to become more clear. So number two, the Parliament themselves. All right. Number 3, list 2 reasons why the Puritans were angry with King Charles. What happened up here that would have made them angry? There's probably 4 to 5 things in the first paragraph alone, but let's go with Zoom. What is one thing? Anybody have any ideas? You can type it in as well. How about
He
Chris?
married a Catholic.
Yeah, nice. Austin, that's great. Austin's correct. He said he married a Catholic. That's definitely going to anger people, especially at this time when religion played such a huge role in people's minds, people's beliefs about how the world works, how government should work. All right, a second one. Beautiful, yeah, great. Ronald says that he gave people, you said a tax, right? Yeah, he gave people this tax that was just a special tax that was under ship money. That is always going to make people mad from back then to this day. Our taxes in general, especially taxes where you don't know where your money is going. So special tax called ship money. Definitely another one. All right, number 4, we're going to do this one too, just because it's probably out of everything, one of the thicker questions. But all right, 3 ways the Parliament limited power to a monarch in the reading above. I think we have 1 or 2 up here already. But what has Parliament done up in this paragraph that tried to limit the power of the king, tried to prevent him from having absolute rule? How about yeah, give a nice. The petition of rights is a great answer. They tried to create a petition of rights. It didn't. I mean, the thought was there. They wanted to enforce it, and he just refuses to sign it. So as we know in real life, as we know the way the world works, any action, anything that, whether it's government or your real life, any action is going to have an equal and opposite reaction. So all these things that Parliament's trying to do to limit the king's power, it's going to have an equal reaction. The equal reaction from the king is just ignoring it and probably becoming more absolute in his power even more. And then through these actions, Parliament's going to come back with their own responses to that. So tried to pass petition of rights. Anything else? How about this second paragraph?
They declare war on the king.
Nice. Yeah, exactly. They declared war on him. I mean, that's a pretty strong message to the king in order to limit their power. So declares war on the king. Civil war that follows, 1 in 10 British men were killed. The very beginning of the next paragraph is going to answer a third one. Oh. Next, after the trial and execution of the king, Cromwell wanted to have a parliament rule England. However, during those years, parliament became corrupt and did little to help England. So what's the third thing they tried to do, or that they did do, rather? They killed him, man. Yeah, so they put him on trial, they executed the king, and they proved to the people and to the royalty that parliament was one of the true powers here, that they were the they wanted to be the true power. All right, go ahead and get through 5 through 12. Last two are easy multiple choice ones. These ones, like I said, you don't need to do complete sentences. So you guys should get through this. If you have questions, send me a message and we will figure it out together. Other than that, I will come back with a few minutes left in the period. But all right, guys, good luck. All right, how's everybody doing? Anybody have any questions? Any of them you need the answers to? Tariq, yeah, you can leave when you're done.
Y'all done, you guys shut your computer so I can spread the test in. Sanitary work.
What time does next period start?
Here in about 4 minutes.
Oh, I thought
I'll get you a
already-
specific. All right, guys. Last chance. Any of these that you want the answer to? You can send it as a direct message too if you want. Number 8, someone said. So that's honestly, that's just like an opinion. Number 8 is you can put whatever you want if you think it's justified. If not, Oliver Cromwell is a big figure. There's a lot going on with him. So based on the reading, what do you think? In the grand scheme of things, he's a much more complicated person like everybody is. So just put your opinion on that one, to be honest. Any others? All right. The bell is about to ring, so make sure you get these turned in. The Absolute Monarch table, I think, is technically due today. I hate giving you guys homework. I know how much homework and outside of work you guys have, so get that turned in at some point by this weekend. Let me know if you have any concerns or questions about it. But yeah, I really don't want to be giving you guys extra work outside of class. I know how much you guys have. So have a good rest of your day. Go ahead and get to your next class. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you, man. Mace, I'm gonna kick you out so I can bring in the next class, bud. Morning. How you doing? Good, man. Morning, Kim. How you doing? Good. How's the puppy? Yeah. That's good. How many do you have? Nice. Ahmed, are you here every day? Oh, all right. Sophie, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Brianna, good morning. Ava, good morning. How you doing, Amelia? I'm good, thank you. We're going to be working through Canvas today if y'all want to go ahead and get there.
And it's like not in between.
Oh, yeah. Morning, Jordan.
Morning.
Morning, Victoria, I think is who I just let in. Can't remember. Aaliyah, good morning. Missing Kyler. You all, good morning. Guys, go ahead and get on Canvas. We're going to be working through 128 English, I forget what it's called, English Glorious Revolution questions, something to that effect. Logan, good morning.
Good morning.
George, good morning. Logan, George, go ahead and get on Canvas. Glorious Revolution documents. It will look like, it'll be under week 4, obviously.
Is there news today, Mr. Gonzalez?
Oh, news on a 30-minute class? That sounds terrible. You darn kids needing to stay up to date. What a bummer. All right. All right. People are insisting we watch the news, so I guess we can do that.
Hey guys, it's Miami again here with the news. Seniors, it's time to order your cap and gown graduation products. If you are a hybrid student, you'll get an information packet during your English class starting next Tuesday through Friday. You can also stop by the attendance office or Ms. Palacios' office in 706. Virtual students, stop by door 1 and pick one up from the office. Orders can also be placed online at highschool.herfjones.com, or you can call the number on the screen. Last day for orders is February 19th. Be safe out there, folks, as we come back to school in person. It's important to get to and from school safe each day. Please follow all traffic laws and only use crosswalks. Congratulations to 3 North Central Panther senior choir members for their selection for the finals of the Butler Virtual Vocal Competition. Karen Garza, Kings Court Singers, Bella Velasco, Counterpoints were selected as the finalists, and Justice Stanek, Kings Court Singers, has been chosen to sing in the master class on the final round day. They will compete for cash prizes and college scholarships. Good luck in finals, and thanks for representing North Central so proudly. That's all the news for today. For everyone here at NC, I'm Miami, and have a great day, North Central. See you again soon.
All right. No need for a second take. Did it in one. Okay. Those of you, yeah, so now we got even smaller Atticus. Let's get in here. Atticus, welcome. All right. Those of you who aren't on this page need to be. It is on Canvas, of course, week 4, 128. So I'm going to read through this. We're going to go through the first probably 4 questions, and then we are going to read the rest. Everyone else is going to independently read the rest and answer the rest of the questions. good. I deleted it. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and start right at the top here. The English Civil War, the Restoration, and the Glorious Revolution. Throughout the 1630s and 1640s, King Charles I of England became less and less popular with the Parliament and the Protestants. King Charles believed that kings get their power from God and must be obeyed by the citizens of their country. Therefore, he rarely called Parliament and refused to give them any real power. Once Parliament had created the Petition of Rights, which stated that the government could not tax the people without the approval of the people, and that you cannot imprison someone with the, sorry, I had to look down. Where am I at? Without the approval of the people, that you cannot imprison someone without a legitimate reason. However, the king refused to sign it. He also married a Catholic, even though he was the king of a Protestant country and the head of the Church of England. This angered many of the Puritans, a very religious group. Lastly, Charles spent large sums of money on himself and on his courts. Since Charles needed so much money, he made people pay a special tax called ship money. Those who refused were put into prison. Second paragraph, in 1642, Parliament led by the Puritans, such as Oliver Cromwell, declared war on the king. In the Civil War that followed, 1 in 10 British men were killed. After 1644, a new army was raised. By 1645, the Parliamentarian army was winning and consequently was given a new nickname. They became known as the Ironsides. This was because they stood firm in battle and were decisive in the war. Beginning of the third paragraph, after the trial and execution of the king, Cromwell wanted to have Parliament rule England. However, during those years, Parliament became corrupt and did little to help England. In 1653, Cromwell had enough. Some asked Cromwell to become the King of England. Cromwell refused to become king, but took extra powers to govern the country. He took 30 soldiers to the House of Commons, threw the corrupt members of the Parliament out, and Cromwell ran the country for himself for the following 5 years as Lord Protector. All right. That should be enough to answer these first few questions. So it says here, use complete sentences on the short answer. You don't have to, you can just do bullet points. But number one, where did Charles I believe he got his power from? Sophie. God is the answer. Very good. Remember the divine right of kings. Oh, not that. Divine right to rule. They felt that they could rule simply because God told or made the decision, put them in charge in the first place, and therefore it was God's will. Number two, this is a weirdly worded question, and I wish I would have changed it, but where did Parliament believe Charles I got his power from? Was it A, the people, B, Parliament themselves, C, himself or his bloodline, meaning the king or his bloodline, and D, God? Someone from Zoom? B, Ava says, and B is correct. Nice job, Ava. The Parliament. Parliament believed they gained power from themselves. They made laws themselves, and therefore that is where true power would come from. You guys can write in the like B or the answers over here if you want, or highlight it like I'm doing, whatever you feel is easier. All right, number three. There are a lot of them in the first paragraph alone, but list 2 reasons why the Puritans would be angry with King Charles. Anyone have an idea to start with? Amelia. Yeah, nice. The answer was pay a special tax called ship money, excuse me. That is always going to make people angry. To this day, taxes in general are a big contentious issue, big debated issue, especially when you don't know where that money is going. But yeah, that's a great first one. What's another? Anybody on Zoom? Jaylee? Nice, absolutely. He refused to sign or to go by the Petition of Rights, legislation, law that Parliament themselves passed. He refused to even acknowledge it or follow it. Like I said, there are others as well, but we're going to move on in the interest of time. List number 4, list 3 ways that Parliament limited power to a monarch in the reading above. Throughout the whole thing, there are many, but even through the first 3 paragraphs that we read, we actually have touched on a couple already. What is one? Let's get Zoom going. Anybody on Zoom? Anybody? Anything? Grant, what do you think? Absolutely, yeah. Once again, the Petition of Rights, they attempted to pass, and he completely ignored it. So Petition of Rights is a great answer. Any others at the moment? All right, how about second paragraph here, 1642. The Puritans, or Parliament led by the Puritans, such as Oliver Cromwell, declared war on the king and then actually went to war with the dude. And then, that's obviously going to be another. Anytime you declare war on a monarch, especially we've talked about the last few days, Spain with Philip II, these guys, the kings are used to having the divine right of rule. They're used to having, to being in charge. So Parliament going to war, absolutely a second one. And then the third one, Sophie, what do you think?
It says members of Parliament voted to ask the son of,
We haven't, but you can go ahead and talk about it.
it says members of Parliament voted to ask the son of Charles I to become king.
Nice.
And he decided to become monarch.
Yeah, absolutely. We're right here, right?
Yeah.
Sophie read a little bit ahead, which is great, but she pointed out this one. Members of Parliament voted to ask the son of Charles I to become king. Therefore, the power coming from Parliament and choosing who would be in charge, you're going to see similar themes to that through the rest of the reading as well. So this is going to be great as well. For number 4. All right, let's go ahead and independently work on the rest by ourselves. If we have any questions, feel free to direct message me. I'll walk you through the answer. I'll probably check back in with another couple minutes before you guys go to the next class, and we'll go from there. But let me know if you have questions, guys. Good luck. Yeah, guys, turn this in when you are finished on Canvas. There is an assignment page under week 4 module. So I just saw a couple of you ask that as, yeah, you do turn that in.
We have a quiz.
Guys, we have a few minutes left. Does anyone have any questions or they're stumped on any or they just want the answer to any of these? Because I do want these turned in. I know the due date's tomorrow, but if we can turn them in today, that'd be ideal.
Wait, what did you say to put for?
I have a question.
Yeah, Logan.
Okay, so there's another assignment on here, and I wanted to know when was that due?
That is due, the Monarchs tables, I'm guessing what you're talking about. That is due today at like 11, I think. There's not gonna be a penalty for late work. So if you need to turn one thing in over the other, I don't care what order it's in. As long as you guys get stuff done, that's what's most important. So I told the last class, I know how much work you guys have for all your classes. I don't want to give you guys homework outside of what we do in class, outside of like a current event project. So as long as you guys can get that done and turned in the next few days or by the weekend, it sounds good to me. Is that
Okay.
good?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. All right, we are finishing up here. Does anybody need an answer for anything? All right, if you do send me a message, make sure you get these turned in. I told the class just now in here, review game quiz tomorrow. If you guys have issues with turning stuff in, just let me know. I don't want to give you homework. I don't want to give you any extra work. So just let me know. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Brianna, you good?